Good evening, everyone. My name is Franklin, and we're glad to have you joining us today. Today, we'll be looking at advanced sorting and filtering. Advanced sorting and filtering. Advanced sorting and filtering are major operations in Excel, and it's very key. And as a result, you need to pay attention to understand it clearly. All right, we are going to start with sorting. What is sorting? Sorting simply means to rearrange your data, right? Let's assume you have a class of students, and of course, you have male and female students. You can decide to sort the class according to their gender. What that simply means is you want to separate the boys from the girls, as the case may be, right? And in Excel, if you are sorting, you sort in three ways, or you sort three things. Number one is text. Number two is numbers, and of course number three is dates, right? So if you're sorting text, you're either sorting from A to Z, or from Z to A. If you're sorting numbers, on the other hand, you're either sorting from the smallest to the largest, or the largest to the smallest. Then if you're sorting date, you are either sorting from the youngest to the oldest, or the oldest to the youngest. So either ways you can sort, right? Now let's look at the data set we have there. You have the serial number column, you have name, department, and so on. So let's start with sorting text. Now, as you can see, the data set is already arranged alphabetically, that's from A to Z. To sort from Z to A, you don't have to highlight the entire data set like some persons do. It's actually wrong. So you can click on any part of that column, and you go to your data tab ribbon or ribbon, and then you come to your sort and filter group. You can see the sort function here. All right, so this is sorting from Z to A. Now the data set is sorted. Now it's important to note that when you sort using a single column, the entire data set is sorted alongside, right? Okay, that being said, as you can see, the last person is or the first person rather that has a Z is Zimmerman Julian, right? Okay, now let us sort by numbers. Let's use the job rating column to try this. Like I said, just click on any part of the column and then you can sort. You go to the same data tab ribbon. Now, or let's use this home tab ribbon, because the sort operation can be done from data tab ribbon and also from the home tab ribbon. So let's use the home tab ribbon this time around and then look at the sort and filter here. So you select the drop down and then sort as the case may be. Alright, so let's sort from smallest to the largest. Now the job rating column is sorted from the smallest to the largest. You can also do the same, doing it the other way around, that's from the largest to the smallest. Okay, now sorting date, the only column that has date is the higher date. So let's see how this is done. You also click on any part of it, go to the data tab ribbon, of course, your sort and filter group, and then once you hover your cursor around any of the sorting format, which is A to Z or Z to A, it tells you what you're doing. So A to Z simply means sorting from oldest to the newest, while Z to A is the opposite. Okay, so let's sort from Z to A. Alright, so if you have been asked to find out the oldest person in this organization or the youngest person in this organization, as the case may be, your sort icon is your friend. It will help you to do that. Alright, okay, so that's it for sorting. Now let's look at filtering. To filter simply means to sieve. Okay, to sieve your data set. Okay, you can filter in so many ways. You could be asked to filter out a particular department. You could be asked to filter out a particular job status. Okay, and the equation could come in any way. But whatever be the case, you will be able to attend to it as long as you are able to understand how to filter properly. Okay. Now, to introduce your filter operation, you can do that manually by pressing your Control key plus the Shift key and then plus the letter L key, right? So that will introduce and also take off your filter operation. Remember, you have to click on any part of the data set. So let's go Control Shift L. That has introduced this drop down arrow at the base or at the top right corner of each of the column heads, right, where you can now sort from. Okay, so let's take that out again using the same Control Shift L, so you can see it's off. All right, now you can also go through the tab Ribbon Data, go to your sort and filter group, and then look at the filter icon here, right? I believe it's clear. So let's assume you have been asked to filter out all the HRO staff members. All you need to do is to go to department, click on the drop down, you uncheck select all, then you can now look for HRO and check it. Once you click OK, it filters out all HRO staff members. So let's assume you have been asked to get the total salary that this organization spends on its HR unit. Once you filtered out, you can go to salary column and then do the sum. Very simple, right? Now let's assume you have been asked to, let's take the table back to where it was this way before. Now let's assume you have been asked to filter out the staff members in HR departments who are contract staff members and whose job rating is above 2. Now in this case, you'll agree with me that we have like 3 different filtering criteria. So what you need to do is to build what we call a criteria table, right? Your criteria table is not case sensitive, but then it is spelling sensitive. So you need to copy and paste to ensure you don't make a mistake. So department is HR, job status is contracts. You can type that, contract, and then job rating is above or greater than 2. Now in this case, you are going to use what we call the advanced sorting. You don't need to introduce your filter icon, right? So all you need to do is to click on any part of the data set and then click on advanced. Once you do this, you can see the advanced filter dialog box. Then you go to your criteria range, click on it and wipe everything you have there. Once you're done, you go back to your criteria table, your new criteria table, and then you select everything in the table. Once you're done, you say OK. It filters out your table and bring out all those that are in HR department who are contract staff members and whose job rating is above 2 rather. So as you can see, we have only one person in this category. I want to believe this is clear. If it is, let's go back to how the dataset was. So let's do Ctrl Shift L. Now you can delete this. Okay, let's tweak it a bit. You could have a situation where you have a complex criteria or a particular complex criterion. Let's say for this job rating, let's assume we have been given greater than and equal to 2, right? Of course, you will agree that in this particular option, it will include those whose job rating is 2. So it starts counting from 2 and then above. Now, in this case, you wouldn't need to use the advanced filter option again. You have to do this manually, okay? So let's take notes. Department is HR, status contract, job rating is greater than and equal to 2. So let's start with filtering the department, which is HR. You uncheck all, HR. Then let's filter out contracts. Contracts. Now, for us to filter equal to greater than equal to 2, you have to do something. You have to go here and then you click on the number filter option and then look for the option I'm looking for, which is greater than or equal to, which is right here. Then you come here and type 2 and then click on OK. So it gives you the only 2 persons who belong to this category. So I want to believe this is clear. If it is, I will say thank you so much for watching. Stick around and then you get to see more videos. Watch and then learn. Thank you very much.